Before we dive into ARP spoofing, let's understand what is ARP. So ARP means Address Resolution Protocol. The logical address, which is IP address, is used by machine to send and receive messages. But the physical address, which is MAC address, of the OSI model is responsible for the actual communication to happen. So we should get the destination MAC address, which helps in communicating with other devices. This is where ARP comes into the picture. It is the protocol that is responsible for the mapping of IP addresses to their corresponding MAC addresses. The ARP protocols provided like two basic functions. First one is like resolving IPv4 addresses to MAC address. For a frame to be placed on a LAN media, it must be having a destination MAC address. When a packet is sent to the data link to encapsulate into a frame, the node refers to a cable into the memory to find a data link layer that is mapped into the destination IP addresses. Then the second one is maintaining of cache mapping. The ARP table is maintained dynamically. There are two ways that device can gather information. One way to monitor the traffic that occurs on the local network. As a node receives frame into the media, it can record the source IP and MAC addresses as a mapping into the ARP table. As frames are transmitted on the network, the device populated our ARP table with the address pairs. And another way the device can get address pair is to broadcast an ARP request. So let's talk about ARP spoofing and ARP process of making request to the IP, or even in short ARP spoofing or poisoning. So ARP spoofing is a technique where the attacker sends malicious ARP packets to the default gateway and to the host who is communicating with the default gateway in the local area network. The main intention is to associate the attacker's MAC address with the IP address of another host, such as the default gateway, causing any traffic that meant for the IP address to the sent to the attacker instead. It allows the attacker to modify traffic and intercept data frames. As a result, leading to a common attacking technology called in man-in-the-middle attack. So first, host P, which is unethical hacker, launch an ARP poisoning attack. Then hacker modified the ARP cache into to host A. Then reroute the traffic of a host A to the attacker, as you can see in this picture. And finally, after reading the data packets, attacker route the traffic to default gateway. So imagine the host B in this scenario is an unethical hacker or slash hack attacker. He or she can be use some hacking tools like Ettercap and modify the ARP cache of the host and default gateway, then listen and capture the data frames that exchange between them. So let's see how we can use a tool like Ettercap to use or achieve such task. So let's first how to use the Ettercap. So if you have a Kali Linux operating system, then Ettercap program is by default installed on this system. Ettercap is a graphical interface that's very beginner friendly, unlike many of the programs that are command line only. You can use Ettercap on a command line also, but it also has a graphical interface and which is very easy to use. So at first just launch Ettercap on your Kali Linux, or if you have to install Ettercap, just type on a terminal apt install Ettercap, then it will just install on your Linux machine. Then when you open up the Ettercap, then it will show you this graphical user interface. Then what you have to do is click on this tick button. So first open the Ettercap program, then you will get a display as shown in this figure. So then just click the tick icon as the right top corner to run the Ettercap program. So as you can see, inside this there is target, host, views, filter, login, plugins. So what we have to do is we are gonna use the host feature. So just click on host. So after that, just you have to see, we are going to scan for host. So just select scan for host to, and this will display, as you can see, the list of scan host on the target. Again, go inside the host and select the host option. As you can see, the host is available on this local network. To initiate the ARP poisoning attack, click on the host and the default gateway to add them into the target. So as shown in here and here. So after that, to start the ARP poisoning attack, click the globe icon and top right corner and select the ARP poisoning in the man in the middle attack option. So as the attacker, you can use the Wireshark tool to trace the packet transfer between the host and the default gateway. So what it's gonna do is you are going to communicate with the HTTP protocol based website. So the moment you enter the username and password for their website, the attacker can filter the traffic. So this is the Wireshark, as you can see. So the attacker can filter the traffic the moment you enter the username and password, and it will notify the Ettercap program. So as you can see, we use the filter ARP request in Wireshark. Then after that, we got the filter frame that contain the password field, as you can see. Very easy. The password and the username are visible due to the usage of unencrypted HTTP protocol. So all are in the Wireshark. So there are the filter frames that contain the password field. Then after that, so explore the password field in the Wireshark as messages are not encrypted using the HTTP protocol. So then after that, Ettercap automatically detect the display packets and framed, as you can see in here, both frames for password field. So nowadays ARP poisoning is rare and avoided due to the reason like the uses of encrypted or communication in HTTPS protocol, or like dynamic ARP inspection, static ARP entries, VPNs and packet filters. So this lecture is prepared to make awareness of such exploitation toward user and developers. Always use this knowledge to solve troubles that happens to be others and for yourself, but not cause any troubles for others. Knowing how to this exploit is like having superpowers. The action you do with your power defines who you are, whether you're superhero or supervillain. So make sure you use this for a better cases or good cases for yourself, and I would suggest you don't use this for other benefits. So that's all for Ettercap using the ARP poisoning to get the username and password credential.